Hey guys, welcome back to my, something caught my eye. Welcome back to my channel, CJ Gamer, it's not a gang sign. This is our Q&A, the surprise little vlog, I guess you can call it. Anyways, make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell when my videos will find on Roblox as coming to 2010. Let's hop into these questions. You guys had a lot, you guys have a few about anxiety, so I was like, okay, let's do this for the surprise vlog. I want to try and do this more often, a little more often, the little Q&As and stuff. So, let's hop into the questions. So, I seem to notice in your videos that you will crack your joints. That's literally what I was doing 5 seconds before I started the video. Or just play with your hands like that. It's not entirely anxiety. Not 100%. I like to do it. It's a habit that I've been having since I was like 8. Yeah, just like when I was 8, I started really popping my knuckles, and like at one point, I'll like crack my feet like that. Like it was kind of a really bad habit when I was 8, but I've gotten slightly better about it. Yeah. Sometimes my hands will hurt after I crack them for a little while. But it's partially a habit and partially anxiety. Kind of 50-50 there. So, yeah. And my favorite artist on Spotify. I've been listening to a lot of Billie Eilish. I don't really put on Evanescence as much as I really used to, but I still love them. Panic at the Disco and Pop Smoke. Those are really the 4 artists. And Yeet are the other 5 artists I've been listening to a lot lately. What helps you cope with the loss of your cat, Mavis? Look at the stuff in her urn sometimes, or, kind of get my mind off of her kind of thing. That kind of thing. Or talking about it, and, sometimes you just need a good cry. I love that cat. I still love her so much, and she was my everything, and there's not really anything I would ever do to prove that I don't love her kind of thing. I love her so much, and we all miss her very much. I have a whole collage back here. I loved that cat so much. Yeah, she was really pretty and really sweet. I miss her so much, honestly. Tips for being a teenager. I'll definitely do a separate video for this, but if this makes any sense at all, don't do the bad to get the worst. This is what I mean. So, whenever my parents or, my sister or something says something, it could be, oh, do the dishes, for example, and I'll be like, why don't you do it yourself? I've been really snappy like that in my head most of the time as a teenager. It's really bad, honestly. I feel like I was just like, okay, yeah, that's fine, and not have to say anything snappy whenever I was younger, but now I have to just say that in my head. So, yeah, and a couple of times I've said the snappy stuff out loud, and it has not been very good. So my best advice is to keep that bad kind of quote-unquote energy to yourself, and not just, when you want to say something snappy, just don't say it. Don't bring the bad to worse, if that makes sense. It's kind of something I've just kind of made up myself. I'm also trying to come up with ways to, help with, we call them Taco Bell emotions, hormones. So, yeah, I've been working on that a lot as a teenager. It's been a lot, honestly. It can get overwhelming sometimes, but keep that to yourself. Just don't bring the bad into something worse. That's really the biggest thing for me right now, is just those hormones and, wanting to say something. So, that's my best advice for you. If you want to say something snappy, say it in your head. Trust me, I've said it twice. I've said 2 snappy things Probably more, but 2 from what I remember, and it hasn't got me anywhere good. You know, got my stuff taken away, all that stuff. You know? What things do you get anxiety about, and what was your dream job when you were younger, and how do you make songs? I mean, how often do you make songs of your own? I get anxiety, most of the time anyway, whenever I get really anxious, I'll think of, my cat's passing a lot, or like those memories will just replay in my head over and over. And that's also one of the reasons why I pick my hands like this so much, is because I think about that. Like, if you see me doing it kind of faster than usual, that's usually what I'm thinking about, you know? Yeah, it's really bad. Like, I'll just replay the same thing, like the same shaking and stuff she would have. It's really bad. Like, I try to get my mind off of it, but it's just really hard. My dream job? I really don't remember, but, if I had to, like, give you an answer, it probably would have been, probably a singer. But I don't want to do that now. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But, yeah, whenever I was younger. How often do I make songs? I actually made one, like, a month ago. I mean, it will be 2, like, way later this month, but I made one, like, end of April. It's on Clean Music, though. I don't think you guys would be able to see that. I don't know, though. So, what do you do when you get sad? Like, take your mind off it. I know what you mean. Like, we all know what we do when we get sad. Well, I fidget. That's also one of the things I do for anxiety. And, think about, like, all the happy memories in my life. Lately, I've been, like, putting on, like, super sad music. It's really, like, sleep music. But the piano's really sad, so I just kind of, like, it kind of triggers my nostalgia, if that makes sense. Like, makes me think of the happy memories and stuff. It's really sad to me, but it's also really nice, if that makes sense. So, whenever I get super sad, this is probably gonna make no sense. I put on the saddest music ever and just replay these memories in my head. Sometimes I'll cry because I miss those times and all that stuff. So, what things do you feel belittled by? So, things I feel belittled by are definitely, like, the words of, like, oh, I'm the adult here, or who's the adult here? Like, that kind of thing. Like, I've talked to my parents about it and stuff, so, yeah, those are really the things I feel belittled by, yeah, and, like, I've even talked to Lennon about this. Like, I get belittled by the most stupidest things. Like, why should I feel so belittled that he's saying he's the adult here? Like, but I don't know. I feel belittled by it. Like, that's all there is to it. Like, I've tried not to feel that way. Like, I try not to take it too personal, that kind of thing. But, I don't know. I just feel belittled by it most of the time. Like, oh, who's the adult here? You're just a kid. Like, oh, you're just a teenager. Like, that kind of stuff makes me feel belittled for sure. Or, like, oh, you can't do this. Like, kind of all the simple kind of things. Okay, I'm coming. Okay, we're back. But yeah, that kind of thing just makes me feel belittled. 3 things you regret saying or doing in general. Probably me being snappy. That I don't have a lot that I've really regretted since then. But what do your parents say that just makes you go off or just feel mad about? That kind of thing, like, oh, I'm the adult here. That kind of thing. I hate being reminded when my bedtime is, like, you know, like, when we were in school and stuff. There's been a couple of times where my mom would be like, oh, it's bedtime. I'm just like, I know, it's 9 o'clock. I mean, I just don't like being reminded of the things I know. That's also a thing that makes me feel belittled, and, like, I feel like I can't kind of keep a track of those things myself. I feel like my parents are having to, quote-unquote, do it for me whenever they just tell me that. But yeah, like, oh, you're supposed to do this. I know. That kind of thing also makes me feel belittled. Favorite songs. Tourniquet by Evanescence. King of the Clouds by Panic at the Disco. I'm kind of listing my repeats. And, I like the Party Girl remix right now by Stay Solid Rocky. What is something you've been saying nonstop? I told you guys in another video the other day that I've been saying a lot, I don't make the rules around here, I just follow them. Like, my little sister, Billy, could get really mad about something, like, ooh, that kind of thing. And then and I'll be like, hey, I don't make the rules, I just follow them, that kind of thing, you know? It's really funny, I'll say it to be funny, too. But, yeah, I'll call it my catchphrase, I guess. So, yeah, thank you guys for all the questions. I'm definitely going to do these Q&As more often. I'll see you guys with a couple of videos today, and I love y'all.